Welcome back to The Spiritual Ride. I'm your host, Alyssa LeBlanc, and this week I want to talk about why manifesting isn't working for you. So, if you've been in the manifestation game for a long time, you've really looked at your limiting beliefs, you've done shadow work, you've visualized what you wanted with the feeling of having it, and particularly if you've been following somebody else's way of manifesting, like maybe you're that person that signs up for a bunch of courses and stuff does come through, so you get excited and you sign up for another course or you get a coach. You follow someone who their manifestation game is really strong, and it seems like you're either not manifesting or you're not manifesting at the level you want to, and you've really been putting in the work. There's one reason why it's not working. This is because you're not following your authentic path. We all have spiritual contracts, soul contracts, a path that our soul chose to live in this life. And when we're manifesting our greatest reality, the dreams that we have the most, we have to not only become the person that is capable of manifesting those things, we have to become the person that has that reality, that lives in that reality, that has those experiences. We also have to follow our unique soul blueprint. This is why you can sign up for lots of courses, listen to someone's podcast a million times, do exactly what they did, and not get the same results. I've had this experience because I used to be a course junkie. I've had a lot of success taking courses. There's courses that have brought me to a certain level of my manifestation game, or maybe I learned new things. Like there was a time when I wasn't aware of shadow work. When I first learned about shadow work, that really set me on a path. I was able to manifest a new home, a new relationship, but my career wasn't shifting. And I couldn't figure out why. Or it would shift a little bit, but it seemed like I was doing the exact same work that I'd been doing to manifest the new home and the new relationship, and something just wasn't shifting. And I realized it's because I wasn't following my unique soul blueprint. This is why people that are very successful teaching manifestation, they can have crazy results that maybe we don't have. Like you might follow someone that teaches you how to manifest money, and you might start to change your limiting beliefs and actually manifest more money. However, you don't get to the level that this manifestation teacher got to, even though you're doing exactly what they said to do. There's two reasons for this. One, you don't have the same beliefs that they have because they believe that they're capable of manifesting millions of dollars a month because that's what's familiar to them in their reality. So they keep manifesting that. But also it might be because their soul blueprint, their soul path is about teaching people to manifest money. Their soul contract with the universe might be helping people manifest more money. So you'll take these courses and you will change your beliefs and you will have a slightly better reality, but you don't have the experience that they're having. Like I said, I've had this happen a lot with courses I've taken where I have, in certain areas of my life, totally quantum leapt. And it was amazing. And that's because my work in those areas of my life were just about clearing limiting beliefs and finding self-worth for myself. But other areas where I was following other people's soul blueprints, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work to the degree that it should have worked, because if I was able to quantum leap in my relationships and in my home life, but not do it in career, it's because the alignment was missing. So it's really about getting in alignment with your soul and your soul purpose. And it's really about removing the conditioning that we are meant to follow someone else's path. This is why it's great to listen to teachers and coaches, and even I'm sharing what I know right here. It's great to listen to other people to be expanded in your belief, because manifestation is a lot about removing limiting beliefs, shifting what you believe is possible, because reality is a belief. But the final stage of it is really getting on your authentic path. And human design has a lot to do with this, especially with this changing year that we're coming into, the time of 2027. The founder of Human Design said that we're really here to be our authentic selves, and like the world is shifting for people to be more who they are meant to be. And that is really going to change your manifestation game, because I've noticed when I've quantum leapt or manifested the best things in my life, it was when I was in alignment with my true self. Authenticity is really one of the keys to manifesting your best life, because the universe created you with certain desires that you have. You're meant to fulfill those desires. You're meant to have those experiences in your life. But if you're not being your true self, you're just going to have a less, you're going to have a version of that life that's not as good as the one you could have if you were being your authentic self. It's almost like there's all these parallel realities, and there's one where you are like standing in your power, your authentic self. You have your dream life, but it's because you had the courage to really follow your desires and not just follow the desires that society has told us that we wanted. I've been noticing a lot for myself the things that I wanted in career, which I have had lots of successes, but it wasn't to the degree to which I was trying to manifest. And I realized it was because I was out of alignment fully. Like what I was following was partially what my soul was wanting, but I was copying other people's way of going about it. And I was copying dreams that had been programmed by the Matrix to think that that was the type of career I wanted, when I'm realizing now that it's my own version of that I have my own version of pieces of other people's careers, pieces of creativity, that sort of thing. And the more that I have been getting into alignment and being more myself, I've noticed that the things that I thought that I wanted don't interest me anymore because my soul's not lit up by them. So this also has a lot to do with human design, because if you are listening to your human design, whatever human design type you have, there's a way you're designed to exchange energy with the world. For example, manifestors are meant to initiate things and inspire other people. They're meant to get sparks of ideas and then speak them out or start to make them happen. And that's how their desires become manifested, because they've put the word out there, but other people also come and make their desires a reality. Generators and manifesting generators are meant to respond. We're meant to respond to things and then follow what lights us up, but we're not meant to necessarily go out there and make things happen. Projectors are meant to wait for an invitation and then listen to their authority to see if that's the correct path for them to take. Reflectors are meant to wait a 28-day lunar cycle, and the moon cycle is going to show them what is next for them, is going to make things obvious to them about what their next steps in life are going to be. A lot of the problem with manifesting is we're all trying to go about life the same way. So not only are we trying to go about it the same way from a human design perspective, for example, my mom's a manifester, so she's really good at making things happen. I spent most of my life trying to do that, and it never felt good. I just got frustrated, or I would manifest things, but it felt like they didn't fit. So part of it is listening to your strategy and authority in human design and learning how you exchange energy with the world. But taking that even further, it's really about creating or jumping to the reality where what you want fits you, where there is a reality where your career feels so good, your relationship feels so good, your home feels so good. It's like it was created for you because it actually was. And you know what those things are because they're the true desires of your heart. But it's important to get quiet and start to ask yourself about the desires that you want. Do you actually want a beach home and 2 kids and to be a life coach? Or do you want to live in the mountains and have 5 dogs and be a writer? Like, oftentimes what our parents have told us that we wanted from life, what TV has shown us, what other people have shown us as being a dream life, we get stuck on that path and we think that we need to manifest that. And then the universe is almost saying, like, I'm not going to give it all to you. I'm not going to give this thing that you're manifesting to you because it's not authentically yours. Manifestation still works. And if we're clearing limiting beliefs and we're visualizing things with feelings, we'll still manifest things, but they won't feel like they fit, or they won't stay, or you'll get it and be like, this, now I need to get the next thing, because you think that the next thing is what you want, but really there's something authentically that your soul is asking you to get into alignment with. And I've been noticing this so much recently because I kept feeling like I needed to do more and more shadow work. Like I said, shadow work was a stepping stone for me to get from when I just thought, oh, just think positive, and I would manifest some stuff, but none of the big stuff came in. Then I started doing shadow work, and some of the really big stuff came in because what I needed to do was shift my beliefs about myself and what I thought I deserved in life. And I was able to jump to that reality. But when another area of my life wasn't shifting, it's because the universe was saying, okay, you went to kindergarten, you went to high school, now I'm going to give you college of manifestation. And I feel like that level of manifestation is authenticity. And this became really clear to me last night. I went to a sound bath and a friend was hosting something. She was hosting an event where there was a sound bath. She does hypnosis. It's amazing. And it was interesting because in the sound bath, which I felt was totally healing me, like I could feel electrically how things were shifting. And a lot of times when this energy work is happening, you don't even know what it's shifting. But my mind started to tell me that I was fucking bored. And my mind was just telling me how bored I was. And I realized it was bored because the things that I'm going after were not what my soul authentically wants. It wasn't what I came for. And even though some things have been manifesting, and so it's like part of me is like, oh, I should be happy, like this is working. It's not fully working because the universe wants me to learn authenticity. And I really feel like this time on the planet, with all the shifting going on, and according to human design, in 2027, we're all really stepping into our power, and it's more about us individually being ourselves and expressing ourselves. I think that's what the universe is calling us for manifestation. Different periods in time have taught us different things. Like in the 80s, it was really like, yeah, I can do it, and Tony Robbins, and go make it happen. And then the 2000s, it was more like love and light and, feeling the vibration and connecting with that. And then I feel like we're in a period right now that's shadow work is really popular, and that's helping people heal things to get to the next level. And then the new era that we're going into is really about authenticity. And if you think about it, your soul came here to be authentic. We came here to be authentic, and we get so afraid that we need to be like everyone else because we're afraid of being attacked, or that if we don't do things the way everyone else is going to do, the way everyone else is doing something, we're not going to get what we want because we're watching other people do things, whether that be physical action or manifestation work. And we think, oh, they did this to get that. I need to do this to get that. And the universe is saying, no, 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 no. There's your own way of the way for you to be successful. So a lot of these manifestation teachers that are amazing and have a lot of value, like I said, I've taken a lot of courses and I've gotten so much value out of it. But when we're following them fully, saying, if I do exactly what they do, if I hire this coach that's $10,000 a month, I'm going to get the same results as them. You're not. You're not going to get the same results as them unless your soul path is very similar, and then you still won't get the same results as them. You'll get what you're meant to get. But I feel like we've been so brainwashed a little bit by spiritual work and just by the world in general that there's one way to do something. And human design, first of all, teaches us that we're not even all meant to exchange energy the same way. But even if you're a generator and you're following a generator and you're doing what lights you up and you have the same authority as them, it's still not going to fully be the same unless you're listening to your soul, because your soul really knows who you came here to be. And think about it. I don't believe we only have one life. I have remembered many past lives, but you have one life as this person. You came to the planet to be this person. And when we die, how sad would that be if, we're floating around and God, angels, our ancestors are like, how was Earth? And we realize that it was good, but we were only 70% the person we were meant to be. And you being who you're meant to be is not only going to shift the planet because you came here with divine gifts, whether that be the way you make people feel better, whether that be the way you inspire others, whether that be the way you take care of your kids. You came here with divine gifts but you also came here to be yourself, and you being yourself changes the whole universe. We're all puzzle pieces. We're all puzzle pieces of the universe, and we're all connected, and we're all meant to walk each other home. But we're all meant to be ourselves because we're not all the same color of a crayon. And the more you are yourself, the more you manifest what you want. If you even look at the manifestation teachers or the spiritual teachers that you really admire, even the artists that you really admire, whether that be musicians or actors, what do we like about the people that we admire the most? What do we like about them? They're authentic. They're not the same. They're fully themselves, and they become sometimes the new norm. So we might want to copy those people because they're so authentic that they've started this trend of being themselves. In the book Reality Transurfing, he calls it, which is a great book on quantum physics, by the way. I'm going to do a video on that. The author, a Russian quantum physicist, talks about how actually the way to jump to the parallel reality that's best for you is really by being yourself. And once you be yourself, these things called these things called pendulums come along and they make you a star, basically. They shine the light on you, which is beautiful. But then we think, oh, that's the way to be. This person's a star. This is the way to get what I want. But the way to get the life that you want is to fully be yourself. And having been someone that's been in a number of relationships where I was not fully myself and was not thought I needed to be what this person wanted me to be, or I just wasn't even sure of who I was. That love feels nothing like the love when you are fully in your authenticity and you know your worth and you're with someone who sees you in your goofiness, in your silliness, even in your bad moods, and is like, wow, I love your soul. It's the same for anything else we're trying to manifest. A career where you're able to go through whatever you go through in that career, be as creative as you want to be, or be as intellectual as you want to be, or be whatever you want to be. That is what feels secure and safe in the universe, is knowing that you're in the place where your clothes fit. It's like the career fits, the relationship fits, the home fits, the friendships fit. A lot of times on the spiritual path, we're shedding people in relationships because they no longer fit us. We have outgrown them. And it feels uncomfortable because we don't want to be alone and we don't know what's next. But let me tell you, when you shed the things that no longer fit, things that fit you better come into your reality. And then sometimes you shed those things too and you continue to up level. But it's like as a kid when you're growing, we're going to outgrow things. But the universe is just asking us to be our most authentic self and to know our worth. So in order to manifest what you want, yes, remove limiting beliefs. Do the shadow work to get to the root of why you do not believe you're worthy, or what you learned from 0 to 7 about reality, because reality is just a belief. It actually becomes really magical when you shift your beliefs and your outer reality shifts. It totally happens. But also be yourself. Ask your soul what it really wants. Get into meditation, do yoga, whatever your spiritual practice is. For me, it's mushrooms. I get so much clarity with mushrooms. You start to feel what your own energy feels like. You feel what your own soul feels like, and you'll start to get nudges. Your intuition will tap in. You'll tap in, your intuition will speak to you, and it'll tell you what it really wants, how it wants to express itself in this life. It'll guide you to your next steps, and sometimes we don't fully know what the next thing that we're manifesting is, but we know that this feels good or that feels good. And we start to notice what doesn't fit anymore or what feels uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, when you start to get into your authenticity, it just feels right and things do start to shift and the manifestations come in, because the universe is saying, yes, you are loving yourself, you're being yourself, you're knowing that you're enough. Authenticity is about knowing that you're enough and not being afraid to stand out and be yourself. And when you do that, yes, it's corny, but it's true. You give other people the permission to do that too. We are here to be authentic, and authenticity is the next step for you to manifest everything that you want. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you do something today that makes your soul scream in delight that you are authentic. Much love.